Unrivaled League needs Caitlin Clark, and they are preparing to offer her a massive deal. But is it all too little too late? TNT Sports are also invested in the league, and sources say that it's a 6-year deal that could be worth more than $100 million. Nafisa Collier, who is one of the founders of Unrivaled, had this to say about Caitlin Clark. She said, "It's just so crazy because the growth that Caitlin has brought to the game, the sheer amount of money that she's making these teams, and she's getting paid like $75,000 a year. She should be one of the top paid players because it has been so clear for so many people the Caitlin Clark effect that she has had on the WNBA this season."
All right, let's talk numbers for a second. The average WNBA salary? About $130,000. Now, Caitlin Clark just got offered $75 million by a new league. That's 576 times more. It's like being offered over $500,000 to flip burgers when everyone else is making minimum wage. Before we move on, I'd like to ask you a small favor. If you appreciate this content, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Over 98% of you watch the videos without subscribing. It costs you nothing, but it makes a huge difference to us. So, did you click the subscribe button? Great. Thank you so much. Now, back to the video. But here's where it gets wild. Clark said no to all that cash. She's sticking with the WNBA, where she'll make way less. Crazy, right? But there's more to this story than just money. We're about to dive into why Clark's decision could change women's basketball forever. You don't want to miss this. Picture this. Caitlin Clark steps onto the court for her first WNBA game. The crowd's going wild, but they have no idea what's about to hit them. Clark's not just any rookie. This girl tore up college basketball like it was nothing. She was breaking records left and right, making everyone else look like they were playing in slow motion. But the WNBA? That's a whole different ballgame. Some folks were whispering, sure, she dominated in college, but can she hang with the pros? You know how it goes. Rookie jitters, tougher competition, faster pace.
Caitlin Clark is a phenom. That's a terrific player and was a huge benefit to women's college basketball and is going to be a huge benefit to the WNBA.
Some people thought Clark might need time to find her footing. Boy, were they wrong. Clark didn't just play well, she straight up dominated. From day one, she was dropping dimes, sinking threes, and making plays that had everyone's jaws on the floor. It was like watching a veteran in a rookie's body. The impact? Massive. We're talking 50% jumps in arena attendance. That's right. Clark had people flooding into WNBA games like never before.
Caitlin Clark is the draw. Caitlin Clark is the show. Caitlin Clark is the reason everyone tunes in.
And the TV ratings? Off the charts. Over 1 million viewers per game. In the WNBA, that's unheard of. People weren't just watching basketball anymore. They were watching the Caitlin Clark show. Every game was must-see TV. But it didn't stop there. Clark's jersey? It flew off the shelves faster than you can say buckets. Fans couldn't get enough. They wanted to wear her number, to be part of the Clark revolution. She wasn't just a player anymore. Clark became a walking, talking marketing machine. The WNBA had never seen anything like it. Think about it. One player comes in and suddenly everyone's talking about women's basketball. Sports shows that used to ignore the WNBA were leading with Clark highlights. Social media was blowing up with her every move. She was changing the game. Not just on the court, but off it too. But here's where it gets crazy. While Clark was lighting up the court, making highlight reels, and bringing in fans by the thousands, something was brewing behind the scenes. The bigwigs in the sports world, they were watching, and they were planning. Clark's rookie season didn't just break records, it shattered them. We're talking about average game viewership exceeding 1 million. That's not just good for women's basketball, that's good for any sport. Clark wasn't just playing basketball. She was rewriting the rules of what was possible in women's sports. You think that's impressive? Just wait till you hear what happened next. Because while Clark was busy becoming the face of the WNBA, someone else had their eyes on her, and they were about to make an offer that would turn the sports world upside down. $75 million. That's not just life-changing money, that's generational wealth. Now picture someone looking at that number and saying, "Nah, I'm good." Sounds impossible, doesn't it? But that's exactly what went down. And the reason behind it is about to make you question everything you thought you knew about loyalty in sports. So Clark's tearing up the WNBA, right? Fans are going crazy, ratings are through the roof, and her jersey's selling like hotcakes. But behind the scenes, something big was brewing. This new league called Unrivaled was cooking up a plan that was about to shake things up in a major way. Unrivaled wasn't messing around. They didn't just want Clark on their team, they wanted to make her the face of their entire league. And let me tell you, they were ready to break the bank to make it happen. We're talking a contract that would make most pro athletes' jaws drop. Get this, Unrivaled offered Clark $75 million. That's not a typo. $75 million. To put that in perspective, the average WNBA salary is around $230,000. This offer was more than 300 times that amount. It's like being offered a mansion when everyone else is living in a studio apartment. But it wasn't just about the salary. Unrivaled was going all in. We're talking endorsement deals, exclusive TV rights, and a front row seat in their plans for global expansion. They were offering Clark a chance to be not just a player, but a pioneer in a brand new league. You'd think Clark would be all over this, right? I mean, who turns down that kind of money and opportunity? Well, get ready for the plot twist of the century. Clark said no. That's right, she turned down $75 million to stick with the WNBA. People lost their minds trying to figure out why. Imagine the sports world's reaction. Fans, analysts, even other players were scratching their heads. Why would someone pass up on generational wealth? What could the WNBA possibly offer that was worth more than $75 million? But here's the thing, Clark's decision wasn't just about money. It was about loyalty, about believing in something bigger than herself. She saw a chance to change the game for all women in sports, not just herself. By sticking with the WNBA, Clark was making a statement. She was betting on herself, on her league, and on the future of women's basketball. The shockwaves from Clark's decision are still rippling through the sports world. Experts are saying this could set a whole new precedent for future negotiations in women's sports. It's got people rethinking the balance between loyalty and financial gain. But don't think this story's over. Clark's choice didn't just affect her, it's changed the game for everyone. The WNBA, Unrivaled, and the entire landscape of women's sports are in for some major shifts. And trust me, what happened next is going to blow your mind even more. So, Clark turned down $75 million, and now everyone's wondering what comes next. This isn't just about one player's decision anymore. It's about shaking up the whole system. Sports analysts are saying Clark's move could be a game changer for women's sports across the board. We might be looking at bigger contracts and better deals for all female athletes down the line. But here's the real question. What would you do in Clark's shoes? Take the massive payday or stick with the league you believe in? It's easy to say money talks, but Clark's showing there's more to success than just a fat paycheck. She's betting on herself and the WNBA's future. Only time will tell if it pays off, but one thing's for sure, women's basketball will never be the same after this.